Here's one. I got two military equations that I think are incredibly true. Okay. Rank plus age must equal 30. So, if she E5, she got to be over 25 years old, right? Like I heard that one early on in my career. The other one is when I got out, the person you're messing with better have as much to lose as you do.
That's a good
So,
one right there.
so y'all are back. It's me and Nate, Green Beret versus Navy SEAL. We got a couple topics we're gonna cover today. We're gonna talk about some flash news traffic that happened. I mean, I got a good buddy, man. Good buddy. Wife smashed her face with a cast iron skillet and then called the police.
Yeah, you've seen that a lot. That's very common,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
man. So
And
anyway,
what are you gonna do, man? There's a he said she said, and she's all fucked up, and the cops show up to your house. You're hosed, whether you did it or not.
oh, he almost did 5 years, man. He almost went away for a long
Yeah.
time. So anyway, Nate, what's going on? I didn't get a chance to read the article on Mike Glover.
Well,
What's
there is
that?
none because I just put out the very first information on it that exists. Unfortunately, I just dropped the video an hour ago. So yeah, I got the Green Beret channels and Reddit and back channels and everything. Started the rumor mill. One of my close buddies, another group dude, then messaged me the criminal case, right? The actual case documents, which again, I didn't pull these. They were just circulating through the back channels of the internet. Reached out for confirmation and found out, yes, it's confirmed that he and I talked about in the video allegations of misdemeanor child abuse. So we can talk about that as we go. Obviously, there's a lot of backstory to this, right? With the previous charges and the significant other who admitted that she lied and made up the fact that Mike was abusing her, and then blamed it on postpartum. And unfortunately, like many guys we know, Mike decided instead of breaking that relationship off to continue it. And again, we don't know. And like I said, the likelihood that Mike is actually like beating the shit out of his kids, do I think that's very high considering the back history of false allegations from the significant other? Probably not. Do I think that we're seeing round two of probably what we saw? Probably. But yeah, we can get into that and talk about
I got a good one. I got a good
no,
one for
man.
you.
I mean, me and Jake literally just talked. We did a whole episode on this, guys, about like dudes like ruining their lives with the significant others they choose.
So I was up in Illinois, man. We had a huge domestic case. Okay. The first time he did touch her. All right. So he kind of gave her the business, but she was a loosey goosey team. What do y'all call the girls that hang around all the team guys? All the we call them
There's
frog
like
hogs.
barracks bunnies usually.
Okay, barracks bunnies. Okay, so we call them frog hogs, right? Like they can't get
Frog
enough.
hogs.
Yeah, they can't get enough. Okay, so
Okay.
Shorty
Wow.
had been through like 19 dudes on the football team. Proven fact. Okay. So this and I'll say it, gump ass dude, booze her up. Okay. She mentally is unstable. She got all sorts of craziness going on, all sorts of craziness. Okay. So they get a domestic. It was legit. He put her hands on her. He goes to jail, whatever. We get him out of it. Now I'm counseling dude. I say, hey, listen, man, this never goes the right way. You're going to lose your scholarship. You're going to end up out of college. You're going to end up in prison. So they big ass investigation on me. Okay.
Oof.
She gets me involved. Say, I'm telling him that he can't talk to her no more. Okay. $5,000 out of my pocket. All right. I had to lawyer up. It was insane. But this is what happens when you mess with crazy. I had nothing to
Yep.
do with it. Right. I'm just trying to guide this young man to make better decisions. Call it 5, 6 months later. She had a restraining order against him, but they were still talking.
Yeah.
She asked him to come down to her car and proceeded to have some dude, like right after she left, beat her up. How do I
Oh,
know this? Because we had a video of
oh
the
my
parking lot.
God.
Okay. He got in the passenger seat. He was in there for maybe like 2 minutes, got out. Next thing you know, she showed up all beat up. That was it, man. Lost a scholarship, got sent home, ended up going to Division II, never graduated, didn't matriculate, nothing, right? Ruined his whole life. over a young lady that was like legitimately batshit crazy.
Yeah.
So not a good choice, man. The woman you choose, man.
Well, and I mean, Mike is a great example of that. And again, I'm not going to victim blame or anything like that, but based off what we know from the previous cases, right? She admitted that she made up a bunch of false domestic violence charges. Now you think about that, like that is going to now imagine if you're active duty and your spouse does that.
Oh yeah,
You're literally kicked out of the military,
you
right?
done.
Like you're dishonorably discharged, most likely.
Yep.
That this type of stuff will ruin your entire life. And I don't know. It's one thing, like, and again, I like Mike, man. Like people, there's already comments, like, oh, you're throwing your brother under the bus. I did 4 fucking videos going to bat for Mike, defending him before anyone wanted to touch that with a 10-foot pole, right? So you can spare me on
Yeah.
that. But at the same time, with our buddies, right, and the guys we like, if you keep doing the same dumb shit with the same crazy girlfriend over and over again, we're not going to just keep being like, oh, that's Mike. Like, no, man. Like, you've been arrested multiple times within 1 year span for physical violence charges with the same fucking significant other. Who, by the way, let's call a spade a spade. Mike's in his 40s and she, I believe, is like 23. So I'm
Oh.
sorry. Like, there's
Oh.
some accountability that's got to be made. Like, you're making life decisions here. You're a retired Green Beret Sergeant Major. Like, come on, Mike. You are fucking smart enough to know, right? Like, sticking your dick in crazy, dude. Like, you bet if you're gonna do it, don't pump out kids, man.
Hey,
And
I'm gonna tell you this. The
that's unfortunately what's happened.
only way I'm talking to a 23-year-old is she's in medical school. Like she better be bringing a lot of shit. Because here's one. I got two military equations that I think are incredibly true. Okay, rank plus age must equal 30. So if she E5, she got to be over 25 years old, right? Like I heard that one early on in my career. The other one is when I got out, the person you're messing with better have as much to lose as you do.
That's a good
So,
one right there.
so like if you're on Mike Glover's level and you all over the news and then the person you're messing with better be a lawyer, big time CEO somewhere. Because when you go down to the bottom and they ain't got nothing to lose, you're the only one that's gonna get flamed out, right? And I'm not. I said it before. I hate to call a spade, right? I kind of threw Mike under the bus the first time before it all came out. I said beaters are gonna beat, right? Like it ain't the first time, it won't be the last. But then we find out that Mike didn't do nothing. But now Mike has put himself back in that situation. So
And again, how did he get arrested again? Like, what the fuck, man? I look, this one, I don't know the backstory. I imagine, Mike stepped away from Fieldcraft Survival a couple weeks ago. I think we now obviously know why. And I imagine they're going to put out a public statement because unfortunately he may have stepped away from their company, but stepping away from their company like a week ago and then having this come out, like it's going to fall back on the company, unfortunately, which I'm telling everybody, like Fieldcraft Survival being run by Greg Laplin, who I know personally, awesome dude. So I hope that the company doesn't feel the backlash to this because this is his personal shit, man.
that's
But
how it goes though, Nate, right? Like go
that's
look
that's
at
a it's a brand damage, right? Is a
go,
thing.
go look at Tim Kennedy, bro. Like shit, you want to know the biggest brand damage in the world? Go look at Lance Armstrong. Right, that Lance
Yep.
Armstrong stuff was insane. That man, you know,
I get it, man. Like I went through like the crazy girl time and dating strippers and stuff when I was 20, 21, 22. But like, man, you're 40, you got what, 4 kids? Like you're 45 probably. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? At some
I,
point, Peter Pan's got to grow up, you know what I mean? And that's what I think is going on here. And it's
I,
unfortunate because I really like Mike. I tell people this all the time. The I was a fan of Mike's content before I ever even retired. I've always looked up to Mike as a content creator, and I think he's been a great representation of Green Berets. And then
yeah.
this last year, it shows what a fucking female can do to your life, your career, your reputation, everything. It's
So you
fucking
you
sad, man. You
you
hate to
know
see it with a with
when
a
I
with a dude I know is a quality dude. You know what I mean?
when I was coming up, Nate, it was interesting because my house was a little crazy, right? And anytime a shorty brought craziness into my house, I got rid of her. Like got rid of her instantly. Like a second she exhibited any insanity, gone. Right? Come over to my house or go to a party, get too drunk, get sloppy, gone. Right? Like if you drinking that much, I don't need you around me. And so it's interesting because like I've dated a bunch of really good women, and I
Mm.
really haven't dealt with
Me neither, man.
insanity. Like I'll say this. Like I done had a
Yeah.
couple. I had a woman trying to kick my door down, but that was a little different situation. She wasn't crazy. She just I didn't I necessarily wasn't being, I guess, the best human being. She was 4 months, she just had a baby 5 months ago. And I didn't realize all of the stuff that went into having a kid. And I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like so she
Yeah,
wouldn't sleep. She wouldn't sleep
I
with me. I didn't even realize like sometimes it takes like 6 months to get your shit fixed after
right.
having a baby. Like, but I was just a young kid. I didn't know idea, no idea. So
Yeah, I've been same for me, man. Like I've been unfortunately, I was divorced in the Q course. I've told that story, but like my ex-wife is not crazy. She was super nice. She just didn't sign up for fucking the Q course and the life of a Green Beret spouse, right? It is what it is.
yeah.
We actually stayed friends for a long time, like amicable, super easy, like separation, divorce. My current wife is awesome. Not like, we all have a little, especially females have a little bit of craziness to them, but like on the spectrum, my two marriages were like girls not on the insanity spectrum,
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
and I don't understand, man, and I'm sure you could probably relate to this, is how dudes in their 40s, how do you have the fucking energy for that drama, dude? Like, dating a 23-year-old as a 45-year-old man, I don't know how dudes do it, dude. Like,
How's Belichick doing it? Belichick is 44 years age difference with Belichick,
I don't know
right?
how you have
Like,
the energy for that, man. Like,
I
oh, I couldn't do
mean,
it, dude.
yeah, crazy, get crazy, make your
Yep.
life get crazy, make your whole life explode on fire.
When someone shows you that they're nuts, which for a lot of different reasons, right? Like whether it
Yep.
be making false domestic violence allegations against you and having you arrested and then redacting them, you probably should take that information the first time and not like be like, oh, well, it's not going to happen again, because there's a 110% chance that shit's going to happen again for guys and girls. Same way. If you're with a guy and he decides to beat the shit out of you once, I can promise you that ain't going to be the last time, guys. Like when people show you they're crazy, believe them. Yeah, somebody said that in the chat for
Yeah.
sure. But
Yep.
yeah, I think we don't know that much about the situation. Again, I'm imagining what's going to happen is it's the misdemeanor child abuse, like he spanked his kid and the girlfriend got pissed and called the
Hey,
police. Like, who knows? It's not felony or it's not anything like that. So like, and it's not multiple charges. It's got to be pretty minor, if anything. I have a feeling it's another, him and his girlfriend in a fight, or fucking wife. I don't know if they're at this point, and the same fucking shit happened. That would be my guess. But again, I don't know,
yeah,
unfortunately.
and I would like to say this, like you don't know, you've been seeing this a lot lately, like you know how the standard of care in the United States, people don't believe like a seventh grader can be at home by himself, right? Maybe the
Yeah.
old lady came home and 11-year-old or 12-year-old was home alone. You just don't know. I tell people this, man. If you got a crazy bird floating around your house, there is no telling what she has made up, done. I mean, I got a good buddy, man. Good buddy. Wife smashed her face with a cast iron skillet and then called the police.
Yeah, you've seen that a lot. That's very common,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
man. So
And
anyway,
what are you gonna do, man? It's there's a he said she said, and she's all fucked up, and the cops show up to your house. You're hosed, whether you did it or not.
oh, he almost did 5 years, man. He almost went away for a long
Yeah.
time.